Dear students, in the previous lecture, I explained Thevenin's theorem and Norton's theorem. In this video lecture, I am going to discuss previous year GATE questions on Thevenin's theorem and Norton's theorem. So let's start with first problem. See, this question was asked in GATE Electrical Engineering in 2015. They are asking you to find the voltage VTH across AB. They are asking you to find VTH across AB. So let us see how to find. Here it will be plus minus VTH. You see, this potential is 0 volt. So potential at this point will be VTH. Now we have to write the potential of this node. You see, there is a dependent source in the circuit. If you are having a battery like this one, here the potential is VTH, here potential is 5 volt, then potential of this point will be how much? You see, there is fall in potential when you move from right to left. So here potential will be VTH minus 5 volt. So here the potential will be VTH minus 20I. Once you got the value of potential of this point, now we have to look at the magnitude of dependent source. We'll have to identify the branch on which its magnitude depend. Now we have to apply Ohm's law in this branch. So when you apply Ohm's law in this branch, current I will be equal to, here potential is 0, here potential is VTH minus 20I. So current will be equal to VTH minus 20I minus 0 divided by 1. That means from here we can write 21I equal to VTH. That means I equal to VTH divided by 21. I will be equal to VTH divided by 21. Clear? Now we got the value of I. Now what we have to do? We have to apply Kirchhoff's current law at this node. You have to apply KCL at this node. So let us write by KCL. Here you see that there are 3 branches, 1, 2, 3. This is outgoing branch. Let us assume the current is outgoing in this branch also. So here what will be the value? Here it will be VTH minus 20I minus potential of this point. This point potential is 2 volt. So minus 2 divided by 1 plus this current is your I. Let us write I plus. Now we have to write this current. So you cannot calculate current here, but you know this is the open circuited terminal. So the current coming out from this battery will be flowing through this 2 ohm resistor. So here the current is VTH divided by 2 plus VTH divided by 2 will be equal to 0. Will be equal to 0. From here we can write 3 VTH divided by 2, 3 VTH divided by 2 minus 19I minus 19I minus 2 will be equal to 0. Now what you have to do? We have to put I equal to VTH divided by 21, and from here if you write the answer, then your answer will be VTH 3.36 volt. Then VTH will be 3.36 volt. This is the answer of first question asked in GATE 2015 Electrical Engineering. Clear? Let us discuss another problem, because this topic requires practice. See, this question was asked in GATE 2020 Electrical Engineering. It is given you are having a battery of 4 volt potential, then 3 ohm resistor, then 2 ohm resistor, then you are having a current source of value 5 ampere, then plus minus VTH, it is 3 ohm. It is 3 ohm. You have to calculate the value of VTH. You have to calculate the value of VTH. VTH. So let us see how to calculate the value of VTH. How to calculate the value of VTH. See here. This is ground terminal, potential is 0 volt. At this point potential is 4 volt. It is connected across resistor. Potential is 4 volt. Potential is 4 volt. Clear? Now you see here, you are having the potential of this point equal to VTH, and since it is open circuited, so current will be 0. Current will be 0. If this current is 0, then potential at this point will also be equal to VTH. Potential at this point will also be equal to VTH. Clear? Potential of this point will also be equal to VTH. So next, let us see how to write the equation of VTH. You have to write the equation of VTH. So let us see how to write the equation. You see here one thing, that this is the 5 ampere current source. Since it is entering at this node, here the current will be 0. So total current flowing through this branch will be 5 ampere. Total current flowing through this branch will be 5 ampere. So now what will you do? Here if you apply Ohm's law, so what will happen? Current 5 ampere will be equal to potential at this point VTH minus potential at this point 4 volt divided by resistance 2 ohm. From here 10 equal to VTH minus 4. From here you can write VTH will be equal to 14 volt. This will be your answer. This will be your answer. So we got the answer of second question. Next come to third question. Third question is, it was asked in GATE 2016. The given question is, you are having a resistance, you are having a current source, then you are having a resistance dependent source, then resistance, there is a battery 10 volt, 5 ohm, 5 ohm, 5 ohm, 5 ampere. This is 5 ohm. This is minus plus 10 I1, minus plus 10 I1, and this current is I1. This current is I1. This current is I1. You have to find the potential at this point, potential of A. You have to find the potential at A. VA equal to what? You have to find the potential of point A, that is VA equal to what? So let us see how to write the potential A. Clear? We have to write the potential of this point, that is A. Clear? So here come to the dependent source first. This is dependent source. Now its value is dependent on this current. Its value is dependent on this current. This potential is 0 volt. If this potential is 0 volt and potential of this point is 10 volt, so we will write I1 will be equal to VA. I1 will be equal to VA minus 10 divided by 10. That means 0.1 VA minus 1. So from here I1 is equal to 0.1 VA minus 1. We got the value of I1. Now we have to find the value of VA. That means anyhow we will have to convert I1 in terms of VA. So let us see how to convert I1 in terms of VA. Clear? Here you see this potential is VA. So if you are applying KCL at this node, KCL at A. If you are applying Kirchhoff's current law here, then you see first branch, second branch, third branch and fourth branch. So there are total 4 branches. So come to first branch. You see potential of all the nodes are equal to VA. So here the current will be outgoing current. It will be VA minus 0 divided by 5 plus second branch the current is incoming, that means here it will be minus 5 plus come to third branch. Third branch the current will be, here potential is 0 volt, here potential is minus 10 I1 because there is potential drop. This sign is plus, this sign is negative. If there is potential drop, then this potential is minus 10 I1. So we'll have to write VA minus of minus 10 I1 divided by VA of minus 10 I1 divided by 5 plus this current is I1 will be equal to 0 plus I1 will be equal to 0. From here you get VA by 5 minus 5 plus VA by 5 plus 2 I1 plus I1 equal to 0. That means 2 VA divided by 5, 2 VA divided by 5 minus 5 plus 3 into I1. Now at the place of I1 we write 0.1 VA minus 1. 0.1 VA minus 1 will be equal to 0. From here if you solve you will get VA equal to 11.428 volt. VA is equal to 11.428 volt. VA equal to 11.428 volt. Next, let us discuss another question. Let's discuss another question on Thevenin's theorem. Question is, GATE 2017 question number 4. Here it is given that you are having a current source, then you are having a resistance, 10 ohm, 5 ohm, A, B, ohm, this is 16 volt, this is 10 ohm, this is 10 ohm, 5. You have to find VAB. You have to find VAB, that means Thevenin's voltage. You have to find VAB, that is Thevenin's voltage. Here current is 6 ampere. So let us see how to find this voltage VAB. How to find this voltage VAB. See here. This is potential 0. If this potential is 0 and this potential is VAB, then potential of this point will be equal to VAB. Potential of this point will also be equal to VAB. Clear? Next, it is given that a current source is connected in parallel with this resistance. If this current source is connected like this, then you can go for source transformation. This current source will be converted into a voltage source. Now the direction of voltage source will be downward here because current is also in downward direction. So if you are applying source transformation, you will have to always take care of direction of voltage and current. 6. So here the voltage will be how much? I into R, that means 30 volt. Voltage will be 30 volt. Here it is 5 ohm. Here it is 10 ohm. Clear? Here the point is VAB. You are having 10 ohm. This is also 10 ohm. This is 16 volt. This is 10 ohm. So now we have to write the equation for VAB. So how to write equation for VAB? You see there are 3 branches. Branch 1, this is branch 2, this is branch 3. If you apply Kirchhoff's current law, if you apply Kirchhoff's current law at this node. So here it will be VAB. Now here see, this potential is 0 volt. So potential of this point will be minus 30 volt because there is fall in potential. So you will write VAB plus 30 because minus minus it will become plus 30 divided by 15 plus VAB divided by 10 plus VAB minus 16 divided by 10 will be equal to 0. Will be equal to 0. So from here you get VAB by 15 plus VAB by 10 plus VAB by 10 plus 2 minus 1.6 equal to 0. 2 minus 1.6 equal to 0. From here when you find VAB, the value will be minus 1.5 volt. From here you will get VAB equal to minus 1.5 volt. So this will be the answer of fourth question. Next come to fifth question. Question number 5 asked in GATE 2000 in electrical engineering. Here it is 20 at the angle 0 degree volt, J40 40 minus J20 minus J20. This is current I. This is 10 ohm resistor. This is 10 ohm resistor A, B, C, D. This network is given to you. You have to find current I. A current I will be equal to what? So let us see how to find current I. To find current I, we'll have to apply Thevenin's theorem here in this network. If you are applying Thevenin's theorem, then we'll have to open this 10 ohm resistor. So let us open the 10 ohm resistor and redraw the circuit. J40 40 minus J20 minus J20. Now we have to find VTH. First we have to find VTH. This potential will be VTH. This is A, B, C, D. So let us see how to find VTH. See, you can write this circuit like this one also, that here it will be you can write the circuit like this one, J40 40 minus J20 minus J20. Once you are able to simplify the circuit, you will get the answer. Clear? So next, how to calculate VTH? See, this potential, there is the voltage source of 20 at the angle 0 degree volt, and here it is connected across this impedance and it is connected across this impedance. Then if you find the voltage of this, that is voltage across this 40 ohm resistor, so this value will be equal to, and its name is AD. This is B, this point is B, this point is C, this point is D. If you find VAD, VAD will be equal to what? This voltage is being divided into two elements, so VAB will be equal to 20 into 40 divided by 40 plus J40. From here it will be equal to 20 divided by 1 plus J1. You can write 1 minus J1 divided by 1 minus J1. So here it will be 20 into 1 minus J1 divided by 1 square plus 1 square, 2. So from here it will be 10 minus J10. The value of VAB is 10 minus J10. Now you have to write the value of VCD, that means potential across this branch. Here you see that in this branch, these two elements are of equal magnitude. Equal magnitude, both are capacitors. So here this 20 ohm will be directly divided as 20 volt will be divided as 10 volt and 10 volt. So if you write VCD, its value will be simply 10 at the angle 0 degree volt by applying potential divider rule. So we got VAB and VCD. Now come to this loop. If you are able to apply Kirchhoff's voltage law, so what will be Kirchhoff's voltage law? Start from this one. Start from this point, come to this point. So here it is minus VAD plus VTH plus VCD will be equal to 0. From here you can write VTH will be equal to VAB minus VCD. So VAB is how much? 10 minus J10 minus VCD is 10. VCD is 10. 10 cancel out. That means VTH is equal to minus J10, or you can also write 10 at the angle minus 90 degree volt. 10 at the angle minus 90 degree volt. Clear? Next you have to find equivalent impedance. We have to find equivalent impedance. So let us see how to find equivalent impedance. If you find equivalent impedance, then we will have to short circuit this voltage source. So I am again drawing the circuit to find ZTH. To find ZTH, we will have to short circuit this source. So once you short circuit this source, here the circuit will be like this one. Minus J20, here it is short circuited, J40, here it is 40. You have to find across this one. You have to find resistance across this one. So now again you will have to do one more change in this circuit, then you can easily find ZTH. Here the circuit may be looking complex, but you see one thing. The wire which is connected like this one, so you can connect this wire by this one also. You can connect this wire by this one, then no problem. Here the point is A, here the point is C. Now if you have to find AC, that means Thevenin's impedance, then you can redraw the circuit like this one. You can redraw the circuit like this one, that clear? AC. Now you see these two branches are in parallel. These two branches are in parallel. Let us find the equivalent of this branch. Find the equivalent of this branch. Finally, you will add these two resistances and you will get ZTH. So from here, the value of ZTH is equal to 20 plus J10 ohm. This question was asked for 5 marks. This was subjective question asked in GATE 2000 for 5 marks. You got VTH, you got ZTH. Now you have to write ITH. I, current I. So current I, how will you write? It will be equal to VTH divided by ITH plus VTH divided by ZTH plus ZL. So VTH is 10 at the angle minus 90 degree. divided by ZTH 20 plus J10 plus ZL is 10 ohm. So from here you will get I will be equal to, from here I is coming 0.32 at the angle minus 108.43 degree. I is coming 0.32 at the angle minus 108.43 degree. This is fifth question. Next, let us solve one more question. Let us solve one more question. See, this question was asked in GATE Electronics Communication Engineering 2011. There is the current source. Its value is 16 at the angle 0 degree ampere. You are having a resistance. This is P. This is Q, this is minus J50, this is J30, this is 25, this is 16 at the angle 0 degree ampere. What you have to do? You have to find Norton's equivalent current in ampere with respect to terminals P and Q. You have to find IN in PQ. With respect to terminals P and Q, you have to find IN. So let us see how to find current IN. To find Norton's current, you will have to short circuit the load terminal. This current will be IN. Once you have short circuited this one, then you see a capacitor is connected in parallel with IN branch. So this capacitor will have no role because there won't be any current flowing through this capacitor. The current coming out from this inductor will choose the minimum resistance path, and if it already have a zero resistance path, then this current is not going to flow through this capacitor. So this current is gone. Clear? So now you see this current is IN, this current is also IN. So now what will you do? This current is being divided into two branches. So let us write by Kirchhoff's current law, IN will be equal to 16 into resistance of second branch 25 divided by resistance of two branches, that means 25 plus J30. 25 plus J30. Its answer is coming out 6.4 minus J 4.8 ampere. Its answer is coming out 6.4 minus J 4.8 ampere. Clear? Let us discuss one more problem. See, this question was asked in Instrumentation Engineering GATE 2014. Instrumentation Engineering GATE 2014. This is 10 volt battery. This is 5 kilo ohm resistor. This is a dependent current source is given. 10 to the power minus 4 Vx is the value of this current source. This is 5 kilo ohm. This is C. This is D plus minus Vx. Plus minus Vx. You have to find RTH. So let us see how to find RTH. If somebody is asking you to find RTH and dependent source is given in this circuit, so what you will have to do? The first step is we'll have to deactivate all the independent sources. So I am deactivating the independent source, and we'll have to connect a battery. We'll have to connect a battery of V volt. We'll have to connect this battery of V volt, and you can see the potential given across CD was Vx. So this Vx will be replaced by how? It will be replaced by V. this Vx will be replaced by V, that is 10 to the power minus 4V. 10 to the power minus 4V. Clear? It will be 10 to the power minus 4V. Next, we have to write the equations to find the value of, to find the relation between V and this current will be I, because we have to find V by I. We have to find V by I. So current coming out through this one will be I. Clear? So let us see how to find. You see, look at this one. This is dependent current source connected across a 5 kilo ohm resistor. So you can use the method of source transformation, because source transformation is valid in the case of dependent source. This is 5 kilo ohm. This is V and I. V and I. This is plus minus 5K. This is, now what will happen to this one? 10 to the power minus 4V into 5K. 5 into 10 to the power minus 3. That means it will be equal to 0.5V. So this will be, potential will be 0.5V. If this potential is 0.5V, next you can easily apply current I, that is Kirchhoff's. Here you can easily apply Ohm's law in this branch. The two resistors are 10K, so I will be equal to V. Potential at this point is V. Potential at this point is 0.5V minus 0.5V divided by 5 plus 5, that is 10K. 5 plus 5, that is 10K. That means I will be equal to 0.5V divided by 10K. From here you will write ZTH or RTH. It will be equal to V by I. It will be equal to 20 kilo ohm. This will be equal to 20 kilo ohm. Clear? This will be equal to 20 kilo ohm. Come to next question. Come to next question. Question number 8. It was asked in GATE 2015 Electronics Communication Engineering. Plus minus 4I. This is 2 ohm. This is also 2 ohm. This is 4 ohm. This is A, B. This is A, B. You have to find Norton's resistance Rn. You have to find Norton's resistance Rn. You have to find Norton's resistance Rn. You have to find Norton's resistance Rn, and the current is this one. The current is this one. This is the current I. This is the current I. You have to find Norton's resistance. So let us see how to find Norton's resistance. To find Norton's resistance, you will have to connect, since this is a dependent source, so you will have to connect a potential of V volt. Current coming out from this potential will be, this battery will be I. So let us assume this current is I and this current is I dash. This current will also be I dash. This current is also I dash. This potential is V. So let's write. First, look at the magnitude of dependent source. You will have to write the equation for I dash. I dash will be equal to how much? It will be equal to V divided by 4. I dash will be equal to V divided by 4. So once you got the value of I dash, next you will have to apply Kirchhoff's current law at this node. The potential is V. Potential is V volt. So you are applying Kirchhoff's current law. If you are applying Kirchhoff's current law, here outgoing branch V minus, here the value is 4I dash, V minus 4I dash divided by V minus 4I dash by 2, plus this current will be V by 2, plus this current will be V by 4. V by 4 minus I will be equal to 0. Now you got V by 2, V by 2. That means V plus V by 4. That means 5V by 4. 5V by 4 minus 2I dash minus 2I dash minus I equal to 0. Now what do you know? You know I dash is equal to V by 4. So you write 5V by 4 minus 2 into, instead of I dash you write V by 4 minus I will be equal to 0. That means from here you can write 5 minus 2 3V by 4 minus I equal to 0. That means 3V by 4 equal to I. From here V by I will be equal to 1.33 ohm. This will be the value of Norton's resistance Rn. This will be the value of Norton's resistance Rn. This will be the value of Norton's resistance Rn. Clear? Let us discuss some more problems. Let us take some random questions. Now I will be taking some questions in which there will be the voltage source or current source present across the load terminal. So let us see how to solve those questions. If you are having a voltage source, this is the current source. Now if somebody is giving you the like this one, this is 10 volt, this is 5 ohm, 5 ohm, 5 ohm, 5 ohm, 5 ohm, this is 10 volt, this is 5 ampere. Now somebody is asking you to find this current I. You have to find this current I by Thevenin's theorem. So let us see how to find this current I. To find this current I, what you will have to do? The first step is we'll disconnect the load and find VTH. So let's disconnect the load and let us find VTH. Disconnect the load and find VTH plus minus. VTH, it is 5 ohm, this is 5 ampere, 5 ohm, this is 5 ohm, this will be the potential 10 volt. This will be the potential 10 volt. Clear? You see one thing, this current is what? Since this is open circuited terminal, this current will be 0. This current will be 0. Then if the potential is VTH here, so here also the potential will be VTH. Here also the potential will be VTH. So now you see 5 ampere current is coming out from this one. This current will not go to this branch. So the total current will come through this branch. It will be 5 ampere. If this current is 5 ampere, then you can easily apply Ohm's law here to find VTH. You see, you can write VTH minus 10 volt divided by total resistance 5 plus 5, that means 10 ohm will be equal to 5. Will be equal to 5 ampere, which is the value of current source. From here you write VTH minus 10 equal to 50. From here VTH is equal to 60 volt. VTH is coming 60 volt. Next you have to write RTH. To write RTH, what will you do? Again, you will open the load terminal and will deactivate the independent sources. So once you deactivate the independent sources, the circuit will be like this one. This is 5, 5, 5. Clear? This will be RTH. So now what you see? This branch, since this is open circuited branch, so this branch has no role in this circuit. Remove this branch. So you see total 3 resistors are connected in parallel. So RTH is equal to 15 ohm. RTH is equal to 15 ohm. Clear? Next you have to write the value of current I. you have to write the value of current I. So let us see how to write current I. If you write current I, then we'll draw the Thevenin's circuit. We'll draw the Thevenin's circuit, and here we'll connect the load. So load was given like this one, 10 volt, 5 ohm. This is here the value of ZTH is 15 ohm and VTH is 60 volt. So now if you have to write current I, then how will you write current I? See, these two voltages are opposing each other, so total current I will be equal to differential of these two voltages, that means 60 minus 10 divided by 60 minus 10 divided by 15 plus 5, that means 20. So here it is 50 divided by 20. 50 divided by 20. Clear? So here it is 50 divided by 20, that means 2.5 ampere. The answer is 2.5 ampere. Clear? Next, see one more problem. Let us see one more problem. This is 5 ampere source. This is 5 ampere source. This is 5 ohm. 5 ohm. 5 ohm. This is 5 ampere. This is 10 volt. Now you have to find this voltage. You have to find this voltage. You have to find this voltage. That means voltage across this 5 ampere source. You have to find the voltage across this 5 ampere source. Find voltage across 5 ampere source. 5 ampere source by Thevenin's theorem. Here also somebody is asking you to apply Thevenin's theorem. So don't confuse here. Let us see how to apply Thevenin's theorem in this circuit. Let us see how to apply Thevenin's theorem in this circuit. Clear? What will happen? We can assume the whole circuit, that means current source and resistor, the combination of current source with resistor, let us assume this as load. So once this is load, then we will have to remove the load. Once you remove the load, here it will be 5 ampere. Here it is 5 ohm. Here it is 5 ohm. This is 10 volt. This is plus minus VTH. This is plus minus VTH. This is plus minus VTH. So let us see how to write VTH here. The total potential will be here. Potential will be VTH. So once you write Kirchhoff's current law, here this is incoming current 5 ampere. So let us write minus 5 plus, there are only two branches, minus 5 plus, here this current is outgoing current. So here it will be minus 5 plus VTH minus 10. VTH minus 10 divided by 5 will be equal to 0. VTH minus 10 divided by 5 will be equal to 0. Clear? So from here it will be equal to VTH minus 10 will be equal to 25. From here VTH will be equal to 35 volt. VTH will be equal to 35 volt. VTH will be equal to 35 volt. So once you got the value of VTH, next you have to find RTH. To find RTH, we will have to deactivate the current source and voltage source. Current source will be open circuited, voltage source will be short circuited. Voltage source will be current here voltage source will be short circuited. So once you find RTH, for RTH there is only single resistor because this resistor will not come into the picture. So here RTH is equal to how much? RTH will be equal to 5 ohm. RTH will be equal to 5 ohm. Clear? RTH will be equal to 5 ohm. So next, redraw the circuit. Thevenin circuit, that means 5 ohm. This is 35 volt. Now let us connect the load. This is 5 ampere. This is 5 ohm. This is 5 ohm. Clear? So now what you see? You see the current. This is the constant current source, ideal current source. So it will maintain a current of 5 ampere in this circuit irrespective of any condition. It will maintain 5 ampere current in this circuit. Once it maintains 5 ampere of current in this circuit, you have to find this potential V0. You have to find this potential V0 plus minus V0. You have to find this potential V0. What will you do? We will have to apply Kirchhoff's voltage law. Kirchhoff's voltage law in this circuit. Once you apply Kirchhoff's voltage law, so what is the beauty of Kirchhoff's voltage law? See, you can start from this point and you will move like this one. You can also start from this point and you move like this one. So let's start from right side. Here the potential is minus V0 because you must prefer to move in the direction of current. If you are applying Kirchhoff's current law, you must prefer to move in the direction of current. It will be very easy to find the value. So let's move like this one. So minus V0 plus, this is 5 ohm, this is 5 ohm. So total 10 ohm. So potential drop across this one will be plus 10 into 5 plus 10 into 5 plus this is 35 will be equal to 0 minus V0 plus 10 into 5 plus 35 will be equal to 0. From here V0 will be equal to 85 volt. V0 will be equal to 85 volt. That is 50 plus 35. It will be equal to 85 volt. Clear? It will be equal to 85 volt. So you got the value of V0 by applying Thevenin's theorem. So you have to play with the electrical circuits, then you can easily solve the questions that will be asked in next upcoming GATE examination, or if you are facing any competitive examinations. So there will always be some questions based on Thevenin's theorems and Norton's theorem. Even if you are facing the exams of State Electricity Board, so there also be some questions, some numerical questions from Thevenin's theorem and Norton's theorem. So in those circuits also you'll have to apply the KCL, KVL accordingly, and you can easily get the answer. I'd like to tell you one more thing, that you have to always focus on calculations. That means there should not be any error in your mathematical calculations, because if you are knowing all the concepts and if you are making some mistakes in your calculations, sometimes the mistake will be like the sign of plus will be taken as minus, minus sign will be taken as plus. So there are different types of mistakes. So you'll have to take care of mistakes. If you are making the mistake, then you want to be able to score good rank. Clear? And the questions in the GATE examination, you will see that 30 to 40% questions are very easy. Once you have studied the subjects, if you know some formulas, then you can easily attempt those 30 to 40% questions. These are very simple and always the concepts are being repeated in those questions. So you'll have to tackle the questions accordingly.